LeBron James. Once this is out, LeBron will have passed Kareem Abdul Jabbar for all time in scoring. Kareem was sitting at 38,387 points, and LeBron has now eclipsed him. All three of us has just watched LeBron throughout his career. Just being an 18-year-old kid, being now 38, 20 years in the league, it's just been a model of excellence. I would just like to start with Jalen. What does him passing this just mean for you, and just what do you feel it means for the NBA?
I feel like, well, for me, it doesn't really thread the needle too much. I still feel like the same way about LeBron. Like he's still like top three player in my book. But I feel like as far as NBA, I feel like it kind of really just stamps him as the face of the NBA. Really, him having the all time like career points accolade. I feel like it just stamps him as the face of the NBA. This whole time, throughout the whole 20 years, been a model of excellency. Especially is also a notch to his longevity as well, and taking care of his body and performing at an excellent level for 20 years. Basically, yeah, I feel never really missed a step. Whenever he needed to adjust the game, he adjusted his game. Um, yeah, I really just feel like it's a model of his longevity and yeah, it just stamps him as the face, really. Because if you really look at it, with him being number one at points, and then he's gonna be top. He's already like top five in assists. Like he's already in the record books so much. Him being number one, specifically in points, just stamps it. Like he's the face of it. So yeah.
So,
With LeBron breaking this record, I feel like it just solidifies everything that he's done throughout his career. Me at first, I wasn't too big of a LeBron guy, but once you get accustomed to watching somebody that performs at the highest level, like eventually you're gonna have to jack it. So that's exactly what I was doing with LeBron, just straight. I feel like he's just been consistent with just how he plays, just keeping his body up to date and just shit like that. Always trying to just strive for greatness. I definitely had to jack LeBron for this. I feel like with this, like he just more like adding more to his case on like the GOAT resume. Even though me, I'm leaning on Jordan still. There's no denying that people who said that LeBron is the GOAT, they're not wrong for believing that as well. This adds on to it. And the fact that he's doing this, he's about to break the record, and it still continue for who knows how long until LeBron retires. It just goes to show like this is the type of player he is, like the work that he put in, and like he's just LeBron. I got a jacket for that.
right, right, right. Y'all both just know I'm a big LeBron fan. Just watched his career just ever since just being drafted to Cleveland. Like I just said earlier, just being a model of excellence. I feel just one of those athletes that's just been strictly about basketball. When you say bad things about him, it's about like if he had a bad game or a bad finals or something like that. It's just never been no outside scandals. Just being a good family man, just a philanthropist, just doing everything he's done. I think it's been amazing. Just passing Kareem, just sort of what Jalen said, is really just the longevity and just being great for that long. I remember back when it was coming to those, the last 2 years of those Miami Heat days, and people was like, "Yo, LeBron's about to be out the league in like another 4 or 5 years. Like he's not gonna be." And now to go back to Cleveland and then win the championship there and be now here in LA still winning that championship and still fighting for more. It's just a testament to what he does to his body, what he does for training. He probably just works on his game just every day of the year. So it's like I'm not sure when he's gonna retire, but it's a big thing to be number one all time. I just think it just kind of just cements him just being the greatest of all time. Like the game was invented to put the basketball in the hole, and if you have the most ever, I just don't see how you're not the greatest of all time. So shout out to LeBron James. And let's just see what else records he breaks before he retires.
Quick question. I got a question for you. When do y'all think LeBron is gonna retire? Like, how much years do you think LeBron got left?
That's a tricky question. Now, do you mean how long does LeBron James have at being dominant, or how long playing? Those are two different questions.
Well, all right. So let me break it down. Years of being dominant, because right now he's up there in the 30 points per game. I'll break it down to that, and then years of just playing basketball until he retires, like his last game.
can I just go first? 'Cause this is just how I feel, and this is just how I see it. We're talking about what he's doing now. I think he can do this for another 4 years. That's how I feel. And he just does. I put it. I think I put this in our group chat earlier. Just putting his stats from now from the Miami Heat, they're identical. So I just can't. I think he has another four being dominant, and then I think he'll play after at the dominance front of the four. I think another two of just being around. I think what he can, but will he do that? I don't know. Like maybe after that 1 year with his son, he retires. But what I think he can, if we're talking about what just period of what we can get left out, another 4 to 6 years.
Honestly, feel like LeBron won't. I feel like LeBron won't allow us to see him in a state where he's not dominant. So I see even before that even happens, he's gonna retire. And I feel like kind of the same with Justin, probably 3 to 4 years. I'm really trying to just see his motives. His motives is probably to play with his son, but knowing LeBron's probably win a ring and then but it's really up to him, honestly. Um I feel like as long as he has motives to keep playing, he's just gonna keep playing. So I would just say probably like 3 4 years.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think he could. I think he keep the dominance up until he retires. Like until he really decides to put the ball down, then that's when it stops.
Yeah, because it's like, no, obviously it's not the finishing like when he was in the Miami Heat going to the basket. Well, LeBron going to the basket is still better than 75% of the league. And this is just at age 38. And he's aging more gracefully, per se, than Tom Brady in football. When LeBron's 40, 41, 42, I don't think he's going to look sort of bad like how Brady looked. And kind of what Jalen said, I don't think he'll let us see him like that because that's just more like fuel to the fire for people like Skip Bayless just to get on him. And year 25, you see what he's averaging? Like, so I don't think he's going to give people that satisfaction, but hey, like what we talked about Kyrie Irving just before, it's sort of what Kyrie Irving said. Let's just watch him and just appreciate the greatness while it's here, because who knows when it's going to be over.